Hey guys, Dr. Justin Marchegiani here. Really excited to do this video for you guys. It's going to be on the top 5 benefits of microneedling to improve your skin as well as hair health, hair growth, and or hair loss. So let me kind of go over some of the benefits. So with microneedling is a handful of things that we're benefiting here. So with a needle like this, we can set the length anywhere between 0.25 millimeters all the way up to 1.5. You can even go higher on this. I don't typically recommend going above that. I'll give you guys the needle lengths and such. And what I recommend based on the research and the data is you're stimulating collagen and elastin production. Okay. Collagen and elastin is what's going to stimulate good, healthy skin. Elastin is going to give your skin also the integrity to be able to flex and not have wrinkles. We want both collagen and elastin. We're doing it by stimulating blood flow. We're stimulating stem cell production. And this is helping to promote new growth by bringing up some of these blood flow and some of the stem cells from down below. And it's really helping to stimulate that collagen and elastin to have youthful appearance, less wrinkles. And then we can even fill in areas, let's say, where there may be acne scars or surgical scars. It can help significantly. We can even help areas where there's low pigment, or hyperpigmentation. So if you have sunspots or old melasma on your skin, some of these things can actually help relax that and chill that down, which is really good. So a couple of things. We're helping the collagen and the elastin production. I recommend, though, you want to have good nutrients in your diet, though, as well. You don't want to be like a vegan, vegetarian, poor fats, inflammatory diet. So you want good nutrition, supplemental collagen, supplemental bone broth, grass-fed meat. If you can do high-quality egg yolks, good, healthy, fat-soluble A, D, E, and K, all those nutrients are going to be very important. Another benefit, we're going to improve scar reduction because we can spot treat areas that may have, where a scar is, an indentation. So we can come in there and we can promote growth gently and gradually by stimulating that collagen, stimulating that elastin, and help promote growth. That's really great. If we're putting compounds on our skin, we can help to provide channels within the skin to allow those compounds to get down to the hair bulb. And we can even provide channels to get nutrition deeper to the skin than just superficially. So one of the things that I'll use on my skin when I do a microneedling session, or even in some of the peaks of my hair, I'll use a hyaluronic acid serum, which is great. One, it hydrates because it can be a little bit drying on the skin. It'll feel like a windburn or even a sunburn afterwards. And two, it's going to provide lubrication for the needle to move across the skin without creating any drag, which is important. So that's really good. We can also stimulate hair growth for the same reason that we're helping with the skin. We're promoting nutrition, getting deeper in. So if you're using Rogaine or a finasteride, like a low dose, you can help that penetrate deeper. There's studies on using microneedling in conjunction with Rogaine if you want to go that road to bring down that Rogaine deeper. And they saw a 400% improvement. That's 4x over just Rogaine by itself. So there is benefits if you want to apply or combine a topical. If not, it's going to still help by itself for the same mechanisms. It's going to help with blood flow. It's going to bring blood flow down to that hair follicle, to that hair bulge. It's going to help with inflammation. It's going to stimulate stem cells, which are all going to provide these growth factors to help your hair and or skin to grow. Minimally invasive. It's not going to be that bad. I mean, it'll feel like a little bit of a sunburn when you do it. Like it's earlier in the day. Typically, I would say do your face at the end of the day when you're inside for the day, because it'll feel like a little bit windburn. It'll feel like you were skiing for the day and maybe you had a little bit of windburn, kind of feel like that. A little bit of pinpoint bleeding is okay. I try to find a depth where there's very minimal, if not none, but you can figure out what feels good for you. I'll give you guys some of the depths. On the face, you can start off at 0.25 to 0.5. Again, certain sensitive areas in the face, like where the skin's a little bit thinner, like around the crown or the temple here, or between the eyes, or like right around the eye. Sometimes that can be a little bit thinner. So you may want to go 0.25 to 0.5, where you have more skin and padding and fat around the cheeks. You could even go up to 1 there. Like if you have acne scarring here, you could easily go up to 1, maybe even 1.5. I typically do not recommend going outside of 1 on the face unless you're working with a dermatologist or an esthetician, someone that really has a lot of experience. Again, I just have my own experience and what I've seen in the data in the literature. So work with people if you want to see a professional, work with someone that has more experience. If you want to go outside what I consider to be just generally safe, 0.25 up to 1 on the face. Again, thinner areas, 0.25 to 0.5. You can, if you're going to push it, just start low 1 week and then every week maybe go up, 0.25. And that way you can test it and see how it goes. Okay. So minimally invasive, it's going to help with the pigmentation. It's going to help with, if you have melasma, high amounts of pigment, it can bring that down. With low pigment, it can definitely help bring it up because it's providing all these growth factors. It's providing stem cells, which is great. Now, how did microneedling even come on the scene? Well, there was a study from 30, 40 years ago of a gentleman who fell over. The back of his head hit a fireplace where there was fire. The gentleman was bald for many years. And after that scarring that he had, he was in the hospital, came out, the hair on his head started growing back. Like it was like 20 or 30 years the guy had been bald for, and his hair started growing back. And this is in the literature. And it's like, okay, well, something happened where that damage, that inflammation from that fall stimulated hair growth. So now the thinking was, well, how do we do that in a controlled way where we don't create permanent damage? It's not traumatic, but we can do it in a way that's controlled to get the benefits, because there's some kind of benefit that happened there. And so how can we replicate that? And the data on this is very promising. And there's like very little side effect, especially if you do it right and you're smart about it. Biggest issues that you're going to have out of the gate is just using the official microneedling needles that come with the pen. You don't want to get cheap ones. I'll put links down below to the official ones that I use. Dr. Pen 8 is the one that I recommend. There'll be links down below. You're going to use a 16 needle pen is probably the best option. You can go higher. You can go 32. You can go less. It's like laying on a bed of nails. The wider the bed of nails, the harder it is to puncture. And so 16 tends to be that benefit. We don't have to push as hard. If you go 32, you're going to have to push more hard to get that in there. Now, it just depends. Certain areas of your face, it's sensitive. So you don't want to have to push that hard when you go around your mouth or around your eyes. That's sensitive. So I recommend less needles for that. Your scalp, you'll find, is way less sensitive. So maybe going higher on the scalp, or if you're a female and you have a cesarean scar or stretch marks, you may want to go like a 32 on that, because you can press harder. Those areas don't have as many nerve fibers there, so less sensitive, so you can push harder. My general recommendation is like pushing like you're pushing on like a tomato, but you don't want to break the skin. So just kind of like that type of consistency. Just an FYI. Now, what I have here is I typically reuse my micro needle about 3, maybe 4 times. And again, feel it out. I put it in a shot glass afterwards, and I put isopropyl alcohol in it just like this. Okay, and this is the device right here. This is the head. It usually comes with a cover, and it comes with a plastic shield on it, like a wrapper. And so it pops out just like that. And so what I'll do is I'll just poke it in just like this, and I'll make sure I dip it in there just like so. And now it's fully sterilized. This is just isopropyl alcohol that you get at your drugstore. My hands are already washed. Make sure your hands are washed. You can also get hypoallergenic surgical gloves, and you can put those on in between. I just showered an hour ago. I only have like some biotin kind of hairspray in, like nothing with any chemicals in it. And I just have a little wet wipe here. I'm just going to give it a little dab around it and wipe my hands off. And here's the microneedling pen like this. So you'll just push it in, and it should just lock. Okay. And then you can see right here, this is where you can set the depth. So if I'm doing my hair, I'm going to do it like right around 1 to 1.5. So that's, you can see 1.0 right there. And so I'll start at 1.0 to 1.5. I find like in the back of the scalp and the vertex of the crown, you can go deeper. Up front, like 1-ish, it's a little bit thinner. So you got to just feel kind of where your pain threshold is. Also, this is great stuff. This is Num 25. This is a great compound you can use. It's a lidocaine. You can do it on your face where it's more sensitive. Hair, not necessary, but you can do it on your face if you're trying to get some of the benefits. Around the eyes, it can be excruciatingly painful. Around the mouth, it can be painful. So you can feel that out and apply that accordingly if you want to do your face. I'm going to tough it out a little bit today for you guys, but that's an option for you if you want to do it without creating all that pain. All right, so we got this here ready to roll. Next thing I'm going to recommend for you all is some hyaluronic acid. This is a great way to start. You can even do a little bit in your hair. I'll do it like right in this area here, right in the where the receding hairline is, like a Norwood 2 area. Like I'll do it right here. I'll even do it on my sideburns a little bit because I'm trying to get those a little bit thicker. I'm even doing it to stimulate blood flow to help with gray hairs too. Because there's some data on bringing back that blood flow, helping with the oxidative stress. That can also help the hair as well. So first thing I'm going to do, let me do my face a little bit first. So I'll just topically rub this in. I'll do right around the face and the nose. All right, so pretty simple out of the gate. I'm going to come in there just at like, I've done this before. I'm going to come in at around 0.5. So a little arrow there, 0.5. I recommend going at the higher speed. I find the more it vibrates, this is about 8,000 RPM. That's 8,000 up and down cycles per minute. I find the faster you go, the better, because the more it vibrates, it kind of anesthetizes the area, providing a lot of stimulation. So there's a couple ways you could do it. So on the face, you could do the tic-tac-toe method, where you just come in here like this and you just grid and you just do a tic-tac-toe. So you can do 3 lines and then cross 3 lines. And then you can repeat that if you want, or just keep on moving down the face. So that's an easy method out of the gates. I know I'm having a little bit of gray and a tiny bit of my beard here, my whiskers. So right in here, I'll also tic-tac-toe right in there, just to work on that hair growth, to stimulate some blood flow, and to stimulate some stem cells. So just like that, pretend like you're pushing on a tomato, but you don't want to break the skin. And this is a 16-point pin on that. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And this isn't even that bad. Honestly, I'm going to go up to 0.75, like I mentioned, because that tissue is a little bit more forgiving over here. And you can do a micro roller. I don't recommend it in the hair because it gets caught up. And I do have that, and that's good for like the jawline, just because you can make swift movements. I'll do a video on that some other day. So my pain threshold's gotten much better. So I'm gonna even go up as high as 1 in those areas. Again, starting off, start at 0.25, just so you guys can feel it out. Now for the sideburns here, I recommend just start right down and then just do nice even strokes, just like that. I'm going to go across just a little bit too. Okay, I'm going to go up even a little bit higher on this. I'm going to go to 1.5. Now this is noticeably more painful, but not a big deal. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. So just giving you guys the real deal how this actually looks. There's some really good people on YouTube that are estheticians that do some tutorials on this. I'm just giving it to you guys from my perspective and how I do it. And this can be done once a week. You could do your face a little bit more frequently if you're going more shallow. Like if you're doing a 0.25 millimeter, you could probably do it a couple times a week. But if you're going to go deeper, 0.5 or up to 1 on your face, you probably want to give it a little bit more time for it to heal. But just experiment and see what works best for you guys. Now I'm going to go back to my face a little bit. And then afterwards, I'm going to definitely use that hyaluronic acid serum to promote really good hydration of the skin. Don't do any vitamin C. There's some studies showing atopic dermatitis or skin inflammation afterwards doing like vitamin C and things like that. Keep it really, really hypoallergenic. And again, I'll put the links down below for you guys so you have access to it all. You do not want to go cheap on a microneedling pen. You want the best. This is what professional grade estheticians use. You're getting 8,000 RPMs. That's 8,000 times these things are moving up and down. Now I'm going to do my upper lip here. And what you may find is that the hyaluronic acid does kind of get a little bit dry. It absorbs in your skin, which is good, but you may have to reapply. And if you're doing like your upper lip here, this area is really freaking sensitive. So I'm going to come in at it like at 0.5. And just up and down. Ooh, man. And so you can go back over that and trace it over a little bit as well. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, now let's do the hair a little bit. So the easiest part is, you can get this hairline going right here. That's where I recommend stimulating that. I'm going to do it without anything. If I feel like I need to add something, I will. I'm going to come in at 1 to start. And I recommend just kind of trace the area here. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and just kind of move it. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. So just about 2-second hold. And this is the stamp method where you just kind of hold it for 2 seconds and then move. And then you can trace your hairline. That's fine. You can even bring it in a little bit. So like, let's say I'm trying to stimulate a little bit more hair growth. I would actually bring it a little bit here where there's actually no hair, just to provide some stem cell and some blood flow there to really help improve the hair growth. I'm going to go back a little bit as well. And I'm going to come and work right down the side of my head here. Really painful. Oh, man. Oosh. Not bad, though. You get used to it. I find most women handle pain on their face much better than guys, especially if you're used to doing anything on the esthetician side, plucking eyebrows. It's probably about the amount of pain that you would get like from plucking an eyebrow. And you get used to it. And I can go back a little bit just to provide some stimulation. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to work in. I find if pretend like it's a comb, you can start in the middle and then comb out with your hair. So then I'll just comb right out with my hair. Just like that. I'm going to go up a little bit here now because now I'm going over hair. So I need to be a little bit deeper to overcome the hair follicle that it's on top of. Okay, that's a little painful. And I'm going to just trace right along it just like that. And I'm going to trace right along it just like that. And again, make sure your hair is clean. Fresh out of the shower is great. I just got out of the shower an hour ago. Really not much product in my hair. Just a biotin hairspray with some zinc in it and some saline. Okay. Now the other side. I'll come right from the middle like this. So there's a couple ways you can go like this, and then you can just stamp it and just go right along the hairline. That's fine. Ooh, man. That's one method. The other method is just pretend like it's a comb and just slowly move it back like you're combing your hair. And again, I'm at 1.5 millimeters right now. Just like that. Good. And then I'm going to hit here. And I'm going to come right down here. And I like to bring it a little bit where my hair isn't, just because I'm trying to provide a little growth there. And come right down the side of my head. Just like that. Right down to the sideburns. And right down to the sideburns. All right, cool. So that's the front part of the head. Let me do the back. And so I'm doing a lot of this stuff just preventatively. It's easy. It's like 10-minute session once a week. And so now I'm going to be at 1.5 here, and I'm going to do the crown. So I'm going to just start here, and I'm going to just grid my way down, and I'm going to just basically do big, big, big tic-tac-toe like this, and then I'll eventually go across. And you'll notice my nose is running a little bit because of all that stimulation. And so you can like have a mirror behind you. I'm just generally hitting the entire area. I'm at 1.5 millimeters right now. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this today anyway. I'm like, why don't I just tape it for you guys so you guys can see it? And guys, this is simple, easy way to keep your skin healthy therapeutically. Totally natural. It's cheap. It's easy. Once you have the microneedling pen, you just got to continue to buy the tips. It's once a week, 10 minutes. And you don't have to do the hair and the face at the same time. You could just say, hey, I'm going to do the hair, take 5 to 8 minutes, do the hair, and then maybe I'll do the face later. That's fine. And so then I'm going to just go like this, and then I'll cross it in a second. I'll even do my part. Like I kind of part my hair just a little bit off center. So I'll just kind of go right through the part just to make sure I'm stimulating some growth there. And then I'm going to come right across. And I'm going to go right through this part here. Right there and right back up. I'm going to do a couple of passes. And if you have really short hair, this is where it may be better to do a roller just because you have really good coverage. So if you're a guy, and let's say you're putting your hair really short, you can just use a roller. That's a much better way. And then you could apply like 30 minutes later, you could apply like, if you're doing Jay Campbell's formula, you could apply like the copper peptides. I'll do that in the C60. So just like that. And then I forgot to do between my eyebrows or between my eyes. And then again, that's an area I find that I pinpoint bleed really easy. So you can see I have no pinpoint bleeding at all right now. Estheticians will tell you a little bit's okay. So I'm obviously not pushing the limit that much. But like, let's say you're trying to work on these. Let's say you're trying to prevent like crow's feet, right? Let's talk about that now, where you're trying to prevent some of those classic wrinkles between the eyes, like the number 11 wrinkles that you'll see. Okay, so right here on the eyes, right between the eyes, right under the eyes, crow's feet area, and then just kind of a little bit preventative. Water wipe, great thing to wipe your hands off in between just to keep everything clean. And then I'm going to start off in that area underneath my eyes at 0.5, just because that area is sensitive. And this is where I highly recommend using the lidocaine if you need. I'm going to tough it out for you guys though. Okay, we go to 6. And so you can do the technique where you can just tic-tac-toe across. You can also do minor concentric circles. So you start small and then go a little bit bigger. You can do that. Start small and then go a little bit bigger. Or you can just tic-tac-toe. I'm at 0.5 millimeters right now. Probably went a little fast on that last one. Okay, now right between the eyes. This is an area where I pinpoint bleed in the past. And you can even do your eyebrows if you're wanting to stimulate eyebrow growth, especially women at the very end. That last little bit third can be done to help with the eyebrow growth. Good, and then I'm going to just make sure I hit here. Any pinpoint bleeding? Just a little bit. A little bit of redness there. And I'm just doing the tic-tac-toe method here. Keeping it really simple. I'm at 0.5 millimeters. Tic-tac-toe. All right, that's it. So probably like a 15-minute session to do it all. You can break it up and just do the face. And then again, if you're doing the face before bed's probably the best. So you can see I got probably a little bit of pinpoint bleeding right here, which is okay. And that's the area that I'm the most sensitive in. And so now I'm going to just take a little bit of hyaluronic acid again. And I'm going to rub it right into that area just to really promote good healing and recovery. And now I have all these little micro channels on my face. And so all this hyaluronic acid is going to get absorbed, and it's going to stimulate new collagen. All right, guys, hope you enjoy this video. I'm trying to give you real life stuff so it makes sense. You can see that I'm actually doing what I say. I'm not just like, hey, go poke all these needles in your face, right? No, I'm actually doing it. All right, so what you need, microneedling pen, Dr. Pen 8, don't go cheap. You can use the numbing agent if you need. You can see here I did it without it, no big deal. Hyaluronic acid before to lubricate and afterwards to provide that good building block support for collagen growth. You can get wet wipes, water wipes, simple, just from what my kids have upstairs. Water wipes are good. And I think that's pretty much it. I'll put links down below. Oh, bought a little shot glass too. Put a little press and seal over it and a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. And I think you're pretty good. I'll open it up for questions for you guys to see if you have anything you want to highlight. We'll probably chop this video up a little bit and kind of do the first video, the first part for you, and then I'll do a second video. I'll repost this so you can just get the demo side of the fence. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to dive in deeper for any support in any other areas regarding health, skin, hair, improving your gut, improving your health or energy or mood, we'll put the links down below where you guys can reach out and get my coordinates, and we can always dial in there. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. Please share with friends or family and comment below. Take care, y'all.